Hi there, welcome back to David at Go to Hobbies. Right, I'm facing a bit of a dilemma. Eventually I'll be selling my house, right? And the problem I've got is, what do I do when I sell my house? I'm looking at either moving into a park home or buying a motorhome, a bigger one, right? Tow a car behind it, right? Or do buy some caravans or American caravans, but I've heard they've got problems with American motorhome, American caravans, and excuse me, it's the swan neck on them. That's the problem, as far as I've been told by my son. Bear with me a second, please. Sorry about that. So I'm thinking of what to do for the best. Obviously, we've got to sell the house. We've got to sell a load of gear, because if you're moving into a motorhome or into a park home or a caravan, you're not going to have half the gear you got. I mean, loads of stuff will have to go. Loads of stuff will have to be sold. And I'm thinking, well, what do I do for the best? I'm fed up of paying council tax, fed up of paying for the TV license. All it is in this country is tax, 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 tax. Okay, I'd live on possibly a site where you still have to pay for pitch, but I want to find out about, you know, people that have done this sort of thing. The wife likes the idea of having a motorhome, because you can, just get up and go anywhere you want to. The disadvantage is we've got doggies, right? And the other thing is we've got a daughter, which is, well, she's nearly 30, so she's not a child. She doesn't have to sort of depend, and she would love. I think she'd like to live with us. It's not a problem. But my concern is, I've never really thought about what we're going to do after we sell our house, because there's obviously lots of things to think about. And obviously, does the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? Have any of you done this sort of thing, and you've got to your retirement and you thought, sod it, I'm selling our house and we're going to live in a motorhome, or live in a caravan or a park home? But the problem is with park homes, you've got ground rent, right? You've got maintenance, and you still have to pay council tax. And you think to yourself, you still got to pay gas and bottled gas or electricity from the site. And I'm just wondering, what's the best way forward? I really am a bit of a quandary what to do for the best. The pros and the cons as such. Should I sell the house and buy a motorhome and go and live in that? Should I sell our home, right, and live in some caravans? But I don't want to become, a traveller as such. I like to have the experience of travelling around the UK, and being able to pitch up and stay wherever we want to. But it's obviously how long you can stay there. Ideally, we'd be able to bit of land. But the other thing is to take into consideration is security and light fingers, thefts. and malicious damage and stuff like that. My concern is, where do we stay? Where do we go and set up home again? It's one of those dilemmas. I really don't know what to do for the best. Do I do it, or do I sell up and buy a smaller house somewhere? And the trouble is, unless you spend a fortune, you're not going to live in a very nice area, are you? And I don't want that. It's not like you could... I suppose you could live in rented accommodation, but because we've got all these flipping immigrants in the country, everything's going through the roof. Landlords of... it just gets to me. It's all about money, innit? And I just feel I want to break free of the rat race. I want some options. Have you been in this dilemma? What did you do to get out of it? How did you resolve it? Are you happy with what you did? What's the pros and what's the cons? Did you build your own motorhome? Did you convert something into a motorhome? Did you buy a motorhome? I couldn't afford a new one. I'd have to buy a second-hand one, and I'll probably have to put some other stuff into storage. But on the bonus side of things, I wouldn't have to pay council tax. I wouldn't have to pay for... I might have to for a TV licence if it's still going. Yes, I'd have to pay for fuel. Yes, I'd have to pay for generator and electric hookup if we stayed on site, and site fees. But I wouldn't be paying any council tax if I weren't staying on the site permanently. And I just feel I'm sick of paying the money to the government and then wasting it, wasting our taxes, and living in rip-off Britain. So if you've been in this position and you thought, I want to break free of the rat race, what did you do? Let me know in the comments below, and I'd love to find out what you did, who you can point me into the direction of, someone that's well known in motorhome groups, people that have got their own sites and stuff like that. I'd love to know. If you can point me in the right direction, I'll be very grateful. And what I was going to say, I hired a motorhome for our 30th anniversary. We had a lovely time, really nice, and it wasn't a small one, it wasn't a huge one, it was sort of somewhere in between. And the disadvantage we found with that size motorhome is where to park it, and everywhere's got height restrictions, and everywhere's got sort of rules and regulations. So if you park in a parking space, you've got to pay for 4 parking spaces. So a normal you pay about, I don't know, you'd pay £5 for a day. You'd have to pay 20 quid because you're taking out all these parking spaces. You park in a coach park. I don't know. It's just ridiculous to think what they charge and what you get for it with the money. Anyway, I'm waffling. Sorry. Look forward to your comments. Thank you very much. Take care. Can't wait. See you soon. Bye for now.